5 Karate One Premier League wins. Absolute legend of karate.
He is, and he's absolutely, what he says, what he says on the team. That's who he is. I mean, he's a great competitor. And what I really admire about him, every time he fights, he's passionate and he wants to win. There's no complacency with his fighting at all. Whereas this is typical of some world champions. They're too busy being world champions, they're training like a world champion.
Absolutely. You're absolutely spot on. And this man, the consistency is just incredible. He's, I don't know, in your view, who the best ever? Because we've seen some fabulous karateka over the years. But surely Aghayev takes some beating, because we look at that, the speed.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not the best ever, he's definitely going to be mentioned in that conversation.
Well, with so many world titles, and team and individual,
I think he is the best ever by definition of the fact that he's in the modern game, and the modern game is a lot faster, a lot more creative than the old game. But to take somebody out of the 80s or the 90s who were beating everybody in front of them at the time is a difficult one to balance.
It's like any sport, when people have that conversation about athletes from different era, it's not the same, because the game changes, doesn't it? So it's not fair perhaps to make those comparisons. But we have Aghayev leading with that opening Yuko score and the Senchu advantage. The challenge from the coach of Otabolaev was rejected by the video review panel.
But, I would actually go out on a limb and actually say that he's the best ever. Not just because of what he does on the tatami, but he is inspired.
He is inspirational, isn't he? Absolutely inspirational.
All the kids, everybody wants to be Aghayev. Everybody wants to, do what he does. And that he's extended.
And he's a very humble man, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's magnanimous, he's humble in victory and he's magnanimous in defeat. I've seen him on both sides. And he's a great ambassador.
That was a close,
that was close. He's a great ambassador for the sport, his country, and I'm sure he's going to go on and do some more things in Olympics.
Well, he's an absolute superstar in his homeland of Azerbaijan. And
he's just got so many different games, so many different tactics. He's on another level.
He's just taken the sleeve off. He's just taken the sleeve off Otabolaev, who is now going to have to change his gi. You can't compete like that. He'll have to take the gi top, make a change there. But when you have, just in this situation, Aghayev, obviously he's such an experienced player. He will stand there as long as it takes and won't lose any concentration whatsoever. But in these breaks, what can you do to help the guy now who's going off to change his gi? He's trailing. He's up against the might of Aghayev. You take this opportunity to have a chat whilst he's changing your gi.
Absolutely. I'd be saying that your decision making has to be quicker. You're gonna, as you get your distance, you're gonna have to go with under 2 seconds. If you stay there, every time you stay there in this situation when they're close, he's going to do something. So, okay, this was the rip, but there's many opportunities, many times when you're getting close with him and there's an exchange and one athlete will switch off and then he's still going, he's still in the game. And that's a dangerous time. So I'd be saying, challenge, go for your technique, but then once you've done it in space,
yes,
find space and then engage. Technique, exchange, space. If you exchange and stay too close, he's on you.
Well, that conversation may be going on a little bit longer than the crowd here would appreciate. At the beginning of the match, the athletes only have 1 minute to make sure they're ready for the contest. That's not quite the same if you have a situation like this, but athletes do have to have equipment near to hand, and that's something else as a coach you have to consider.
I always carry a second gi in the box. I put it on the floor next to me in the box.
Because you want to take the pressure away from the athlete to have to concern themselves too much. But we're back into the match. We've still got a minute to go. So Otabolaev of Uzbekistan still trailing 1-0 against Rafael Aghayev.
If he wants a point, he's got to take the initiative at some stage. What he can't do is wait until 15 seconds to go to decide that he wants to get a point and he wants to win.
Then it will be a panic.
There'll be a panic, and again, Agayev's been there 100 times, 200 times.
He tries a powerful Chudan Mawashigeri from
and that's good.
Otabolaev.
He come back to space and engage. He didn't stay in there.
Mawashigeri there from Rafael Aghayev.
And that's what I said earlier. You get in that clinch with him.
He stayed in there a couple of times and he gave him that false sense of security, stepped back and delivered
exactly
the
what
Chudan
happened. You switch off in that clinch with him, that close, that mid-range. He's still in the fight.
Yeah, he appears to be just relaxing, but he's actually still very much in the match.
Yeah.
And takes a convincing win there, 3-0, demonstrating his experience and skill. Rafael Aghayev takes his 6th Karate One Premier League win. We're here in Rabat, Morocco, halfway stage of the 2018 Karate One Premier League season. Still have 3 more tournaments to go before the grand winners are determined. Rafael Aghayev.
He's a great performer, and he's the full package. He's, I look at 4 key elements. The physical, the psychological, tactical, and the technical. And if you're lacking in one, then you're going to be found wanting. So he's got, high physicality, great mental attitude, and tactical.
There we saw that Chudan Mawashi.
Yeah.
As he steps, there it is.
Yeah.
Powerful